watching qualifying Mexican Grand Prix. Uh, when I see this kind of event and they're flashing through the crowds, I see people. I see people. I see families. I see girlfriends and boyfriends. I see I see single guys and single girls looking at each other. You know what I mean? I see people. I think that a lot of people who are hyper prejudiced, bigot assholes, they've had no experience in the world. They've never been anywhere else. They see a different culture, and it's you might as well be Martian. It's a shame. Um, this is what I learned when I was 11. I started at 11, and I think I did it all the way up to like age 15. Yeah, about 3 or 4 years. Picking cherries in Brentwood, California. Bing cherries. Awesome. Best, as far as I'm concerned, it's the best cherry that God put on the planet. Now, they liked me. Back then, my hair was yellow gold like my sister. And they called me, all of my friends called me Haystack because there was a famous wrestler back then called Haystack Calhoun. And so they called me Haystack just because of my hair. Then one of my black friends started calling me Elvis, and that stuck. But really, I think the one that I remember most and the moniker I still use today is Laren Von Baron because of the flying I was doing. So while everyone else is riding, stingrays, I'm flying over town, toilet papering. I think I'm the only guy who's ever toilet papered a town. I toilet papered Rodale, California. 2 rolls of toilet paper. The first one we threw out, we thought nothing happened. And I thought what was happening was the strands were breaking off faster than the roll could fall. But when we got back to town, that was not the case. The entire town was covered. Black friends, brown friends. Um, God, me and Jaime Alvarado were so tight. Angela Beta. These were like close friends. I lost Angel to suicide. Culture is just something that's. I would go over to Angel's house and the culture was Mexican. But, I mean, I grew up working with them. Those are my coworkers for like at least 3.5 years. Those were my coworkers, at least 3 seasons. I think it was 4 seasons that I did it. Made good money doing that because I was not afraid to go up to the very top 18th step with a big belly bucket hang on straps like a front backpack, metal belly bucket, and I would go up to the 18th stair, and that was the last one. It was about the size of this iPad, and pick cherries. They liked me. I think it's just they just have no experience with their cultures. To them, it's alien. They don't understand it, and therefore they're afraid of it. Some of the, unfortunately, the way our system works is that billionaires can buy TV stations and magazines and the press, basically, and put forth their agenda, and there's really nothing we can do about it. Nothing we can do about it. Um, they put they turn normal people into bigots very subtly, like boiling a frog. They don't come out and say it, but they insinuate it in every ugly, dripping word that comes out of their mouths. Because they know who their base is. They're getting like $20, $25 million a year for spreading hate, and they think it's worth it. They think it's worth it to make black and brown people alien from white people. That you're different. Yeah, you're white instead of black. What? Geez, I mean, come on, right? 1 and 1 is 2, man. How simple can you get? What's your point? Where does the hate come from? It's the other shit that they spew. That they're responsible for your problems. And my buddy Steve, who was the nicest guy in the world, got into religion. Next thing you know, he's a bigot, and black women with kids are why his business is failing. When in reality, it was him being drunk all the time, smelling like beer. Saying they were mooching off the system while he had a food stamp card in his pocket. You know, hypocrite and bigot at the same time. And I know for you see, he's never been anywhere. Okay, so God, that sucks, man. They showed that crowd, and it just looks so normal, so normal. And then I have a relative, and friends who, when they picture the Mexican culture in their mind, they see like drug cartels or partying on the beach and nothing in between. They have no concept of the normality that's there. It's shocking. And our press doesn't help. They're afraid right now. They're afraid to say anything. Even the press that could say something, they're terrified of saying something because their owners are thinking about financial loss and not about moral fiber and backbone. So, watch the Mexican Grand Prix tomorrow. It should be pretty exciting. I think Max is gonna make a comeback here. I think he got. I mean, I was watching practice here, but I think he got pole. And it's the thing about that track is there's a long straightaway, and DRS has a big play there. So, I miss picking cherries. I ate cherries until I was sick, man. I can still do it today. If you pick them off the tree when they're perfect, you would find they were dark purple, dark, not red like a cherry. They're turning purple and still firm, like an apple when you ate it. Like an apple. I have a pill bottle up here that I have a bunch of seeds. Whenever I find one of those in cherries, I keep it for the genetics. Hoping one day I or my future genes can grow some because they're awesome. I'm sorry, I had to get that off my chest because I'm starting to understand that the person in my family who they can't even have a discussion. You see, they just get angry, they get mad because that's what Fox News has taught them to do. Is just get mad. Just get mad. Don't rationalize. Don't talk about what your position is and why you think it's that way. If you can't defend your position that you're a racist and a white supremacist, Donald Trump's the greatest businessman in the world. If you need to be able to defend that, but instead, this person, just like the last time we didn't talk for 8 years, decides every time to be angry. Not communication. That's not love. That's not caring at all. That's self-centered fucking protectionism. And I want to challenge him to do something other than Fox News. I sent him a news slider where you could slide the slider. Okay, right leaning, left leaning, in the middle, and leave it in the middle. Don't go either direction. If you really want to find out what the majority of people think, because the majority of people are independents, they're not Democrats or Republicans. The majority of people either don't vote or they're independents. The only thing that gets them pissed off is shit like what Donald Trump's been doing. That's really riled up the independent voice and the non-voter, and I think we're going to see a big turnout with that. The whole government has gone bigoted. It's racist. Reminds me of, fucking Nazism. It really does. Let's find a victim to point everybody at. It's not us. Why, as we rip you off and steal all your fucking money, rob you of your rights, take over all your fucking institutions, right? But we're going to get those people you hate because you hate them. We know you hate them because we've taught you to hate them. Shattering. So fucked up.